The content in this magazine could contain references of topics and difficult subject matter that may be triggering. Please honor yourself, inner knowing, and proceed with whatever help or guidance you feel is intuitively aligned. Welcome to Sovereign Magazine Podcast. I'm Nicole George, CEO and founder of Sovereign, and I'm so happy you are here. Today, we are joined by Arin Dosh, our in-house astrologer, who is here to guide us through the cosmic energies of the moon. Arin helps us understand how the celestial rhythms can support our journey to embodying our sovereign selves. Let us dive into what the stars have to share with us today. Keep listening to hear all of the intuitive messages meant for you. Hello. Today I have the privilege of reconnecting with Arin Dosh, our amazing astrologer here at Sovereign Magazine. She specializes in traditional and Hellenistic astrology. Her work blends ancient techniques with clear, grounded guidance. She offers natal, horary, and electional readings with a focus on timing, remediation, and meaningful client support. The background in counseling and social work, she approaches astrology therapeutically, helping her clients meet life with more self-understanding, sovereignty, and soul. Welcome back, Arin.
Thank you so much for having me, Nicole. It's a pleasure, as always, to be here.
Yes. Okay. So we are on the May full moon issue. Our theme is transformation, but what's going on in the cosmos?
Yes. So the full moon, May 1st, is at 11 degrees of Scorpio. And so this highlights the Taurus-Scorpio axis because we have the sun in Taurus and the full moon in Scorpio. And Scorpio teaches us about depth, truth, intimacy, power, and psychological transformation. And Taurus is more about stability, safety, values, embodiment, and what we rely on. So this lunation highlights what we have to release in order to evolve, where attachment to control or security blocks our growth, the tension between holding on and letting go. Okay? This lunation is also ruled by Mars. He is strong in his domicile of Aries, his other domicile other than Scorpio. This is our second consecutive lunation ruled by Mars because if you'll remember the one before this, last we were talking about the new moon in Aries. This is a really sort of fiery, martial period of time. And Mars in Aries is part of a stellium, so that's basically a group of planets. We have Neptune at 3 degrees, Saturn at 9, Mars is at 16, and then we have Mercury and Chiron both at 27 Aries. This gives us an emphasis on the courage to act, redefining our identity, and taking responsibility for wounds and for agency. Under this full moon, transformation isn't passive. With Mars in Aries, it demands courage, honesty, and a willingness to act even when it's uncomfortable. This full moon is also trining Jupiter, who is still exalted in Cancer at 19 degrees. And this lends a bit of emotional support, perhaps some nourishment after intensity, and a sense of protection and meaning. Growth comes through vulnerability here, through care and emotional truth. The full moon is also conjunct a fixed star called Alphecca, which is at 12 degrees of Scorpio, and this is the chief star of Corona Borealis, the northern crown. And it's commonly associated with beauty, generosity, acts of kindness, and rewards for sincere effort. I think under sincere effort is where we will get the best of this full moon. Okay, let's talk about some transits following the full moon. On May 1st, we have Venus in Gemini sextiling Saturn in Aries. And this lends well for supportive conversations, commitment through communication, and clarifying boundaries in relationships. The next day on May 2nd, we have Mercury leaving Aries and entering Taurus. And this will slow down our thinking and help us with grounded decision making. And it's good for integrating insights rather than impulsive action. On May 4th, we have Mars in Aries square Jupiter in Cancer. So there's a risk of overextension here, or emotional reactivity even, testing limits between confidence and recklessness. The next day on May 5th, we have Mercury in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius at the same time Pluto stations retrograde. So this will lend towards deep mental shifts, potentially power struggles around ideas, narratives, or resources, and a turning inward or reflection on collective power dynamics. On May 10th, we have the Sun in Taurus sextiling Jupiter in Cancer, which will help stabilize growth, give us some emotional reassurance, and potentially rebuild trust after intensity and upheaval. On May 12th, we have Mercury in Taurus sextiling Jupiter in Cancer. This might bring encouraging news, constructive planning, or supportive dialogue. And on May 14th, we have the Mercury cazimi. So this is Mercury's conjunction with the Sun at 23 degrees of Taurus, which often brings us a moment of clarity. A core truth can be revealed, and we can gain insight that reshapes our priorities. And on May 16th, Mars at 28 Aries conjoins Chiron. And here we'll experience healing through courageous action, and we'll be called to confront old wounds around identity and agency, potentially turning pain into purpose. I think if I were to close it all up, I would say Scorpio teaches us that honest endings make space for authentic beginnings. Power comes from self-awareness, not domination, and that healing requires courage and compassion. So this full moon reminds us that transformation doesn't happen when we're comfortable. It happens when we're willing to be honest, which we must do with ourselves first.
Yeah. What I got from that was a lot of polarity, like on each side of the spectrum with regards to growth and transformation, being honest, looking at wounds, then, kind of rebirthing yourself in a way to be more compassionate about those wounds and all of that. And so I really felt the polarity of that. It sounds like it's going to be a deep, deep reclamation of our true strengths and our true self, and reigniting our willpower to be emotionally disciplined and be able to release this anything external, really go within and find our own power.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, the full moon always highlights a sort of polarity or juxtaposition between the signs. That's the nature of the full moon. And I think it's worth noting, too, the moon is in her fall in Scorpio. So it's not a comfortable place for her to be. Scorpio is a nocturnal water sign ruled by Mars. And I always think of like ninjas, covert sort of activity is very scorpionic, right? And the moon is soft. She's our animal body. It's foreign terrain for the moon. It's uncomfortable for her. But Scorpio demands depth and it demands authenticity. So this is a time to get really real with ourselves and potentially with others. Yeah.
I know we can do it. Okay, if you have any questions for Arin, she's in our community.sovereign-magazine.com. All her details are in the show notes if you have any questions for her specifically or want a reading. She's always available. She will be back for our new moon. So if you haven't liked, shared, and subscribed, please do, as it helps us reach our goal of reaching 5 million people. All right. See you on the next one. Thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with more ways to step into your sovereign self as I begin the interviews with our soul-led entrepreneurs. Subscribe to our magazine and podcast and join our global community for all the magic. Details on how to find your weekly horoscopes or connect with Arin are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It helps us reach our goal of guiding 5 million to their sovereign selves.